Now, how do you know you'll actually like living in the Fort Lauderdale area once you move here? Now, this is becoming more and more of a common question with all the people moving here from, it seems like, everywhere. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about things that you don't know or might not be thinking of before moving to Fort Lauderdale. Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome to my channel, which is all about real estate and living in South Florida. So if you're thinking of moving here, or if you're a local and already here, hit the subscribe button if you want to know everything there is to know about South Florida. And of course, if you have any questions or need anything, reach out anytime. It would be a pleasure to talk to you and to help you out with your move here in South Florida. Now, the first thing that you need to know or might want to know about South Florida, and I don't really want to go there, but I'm gonna go there anyway, is politics. Now, if you're on social media or listening to any of the news sources out there, you'd probably think that Florida is this red state, and it is in a way, but it's more of a purple state. I'm not sure many people know that. They think that this is a really red state. It's much more diverse than people think. Now, I actually did not know this. I pulled up a map and looked at the state of Florida. You know, it's broken up as far as political affiliation, and, you know, most of the metro areas, including Miami, Broward, and Palm Beach, are blue. And you can see most of the metro areas are blue, but there's a lot of red around it. So it's really a purple state. And what I really like about it is people generally keep to themselves. You would not know if you were in a blue state or a red state if you lived here.
Why can't we all just get along?
Nobody really talks about it that much. I mean, if you seek it out and go on social media, of course, you can get yourself into debate after debate, you know, because that's where people go to do that, is on social media. But out in the street and living here, you would not know if you were in a red or a blue area. And that is really good in my opinion, because I think most people are generally in the middle. They're not extreme right or extreme left. So that's how we like it down here in Florida, is kind of down in the middle, and people generally keep to themselves. So as far as the politics, we're kind of right in the middle, and people keep to themselves, and that's how we like it. Now, the second thing that you need to know about living here in Southeast Florida is the weather. So generally we have incredible weather. Sunny most of the time. Obviously, it's called the Sunshine State, so we have sun most of the time. I think it's 200, I don't know the exact number, 200 something days of sunshine. It does get very hot. So again, I got called out on this on another video. The maximum temperature is usually going to be between 92 and 95 degrees, but it gets very humid. So I don't think the temperature goes above 92 or 95, because we have a lot of breezes here from the ocean, because we're on a peninsula, and also the humidity. But that is an issue because the humidity makes it very muggy and very hot. Now, I lived in California for over a decade, and I visited Arizona as well. It's very hot in those states, but it's a very different type of heat. It's very dry, so you don't really sweat as much. I mean, Arizona gets really crazy in triple digits. But here in Southeast Florida, 92 to 95, but very muggy in the summertime. So just keep that in mind, especially if you're going to be working outside. Now, the second thing about the weather, and especially right now, we have to discuss are the hurricanes. So we have hurricane season. Now, Hurricane Ian did a real job on the southwest side of Florida, Fort Myers area, Sanibel Island, Lee County, all really devastated from the hurricane. So that is just something that is a way of life here in the state of Florida. If you're inland or in the middle of the state, you're kind of safer and at less of a risk for, you know, a lot of damage. Again, I've lived here for, well, since 2004. 2005 we had Wilma and Katrina, so we had some damage, but nothing like they experienced on the west side. So any place near the coast is the worst place to be during a hurricane because of the storm surge. But again, thoughts and prayers out for the southwest side of Florida. They got hit pretty bad. So you're definitely going to have to keep this in mind when moving here. Hurricanes is a way of life, June through November, when living anywhere in the state of Florida. Now, the third thing you need to know about, and this comes from a lot of questions I've been getting, are about associations. Now, mainly condo and homeowners associations. So South Florida is loaded with condos. All of them have an association, and we have a lot of homeowners associations here as well. So a homeowners association really is a governing body that you have to become a member of in order to live in a community that has an association, and they basically take care of things like lawn maintenance, amenities for the community. A lot of them are gated, so you get the security, pools. A lot of them have clubhouses and gyms and things like that, but it comes with a membership fee. Now, they can vary greatly depending on the amenities and if it's gated or not. Now, a typical fee would be around $250, $300, but they can go up to around $1,000 depending on where it is and what they offer as far as amenities in the community. Now, Florida has a ton of homeowners associations. If you look at this map here, and this is from Realtor Magazine, associations by state, you can see California has the most associations. They have 49,200. Florida has 48,500. But if you look at the difference between the two states, California has a population of 39.35 million. And Florida has like half of that, 22 million. So Florida has a lot more associations per the amount of people living in the state. Now, we also have a lot of neighborhoods that don't have an association. So some people definitely want an association because it offers security and amenities and a little bit more safety, because obviously some of them are gated, but there are some families that just do not want to have an association in any way because they do have rules. You know, they tell you when you need to clean your roof, they tell you what colors you have to paint your house, things like that. So some homeowners just do not want to be bothered with any of that, and they would rather go with an area that does not have any associations. So here in Southeast Florida, we have plenty of options for both. Now, the fourth thing that you need to know, and this comes from a lot of questions I get, so don't jump down my throat. I mentioned this on another video and someone kind of jumped on me in the comments, but this is retirees. And just for the record, I love retirees. I have no problem with retirees, but we do get this question. So obviously, Florida is one of the top 5 states in the country to retire. I think in the top 5, 3 of them are in the state of Florida. So I think it's Orlando, Miami, and Fort Lauderdale or Palm Beach. But we're 3 of our states or counties are in the top 5. Now, there are a lot of reasons why this is such a great place to retire. Number 1 is the weather. Again, a very warm and tempered climate. So a lot of people that come from areas that are a little bit cooler or colder in the winter want to come here as they get older because it's easier on the body and it's just more enjoyable, and there's a lot more time to enjoy all the different activities that the entire state has to offer. Now, another reason why it's a great place to retire here in the state of Florida is for a financial reason. So as you get older, you want to plan your estate for when the inevitable happens and you want to leave what you have to your heirs and to your family. So Florida is a great place for that for retirees. There's no state income tax. There's no tax on retirement income, Social Security. So a lot of other great reasons why people want to retire here to the state of Florida. But don't think it's only retirees. There's a lot of young people. There's people of all different stages of life down here in Southeast Florida. So don't only think it's retirees. There are a bunch of different people. It's not like you're going to be in a retirement community, but there's nothing wrong with that. So we have a lot of mix of all different types of people in all different stages of life here throughout the state of Florida. And now the last thing you definitely need to know, and this is something that threw me when I got this question, is about tolls. So I never really thought about tolls, and because there's really not that many here in Southeast Florida, but the state of Florida actually is the state with the most toll roads out of all the states throughout the country. I did not know that. So here in Southeast Florida, our only toll roads are the Florida's Turnpike, I-75 East and West, which turns into also Sawgrass Expressway, and I think that's it. So if you look at this page here, it's going to show you what it costs for our tolls here in Southeast Florida. So you see I-75 East and West, and this has to be round trip because that definitely is not $294 per toll. This has got to be round trip. But one thing to note, if you're visiting and you don't have a Sun Pass, so we have what we call a Sun Pass. You buy it once, you kind of replenish depending on how many tolls you use, and if you don't have that, they're going to charge you by toll by plate, they call it. There's an extra fee for that. So this shows you what the fees are. Again, we have I-75 East and West, SR 821, and also the SR 91, which is the Turnpike, and SR 869, which is the Atlantic Boulevard exit. Now, if you go up north, I guess towards Tampa and Orlando, they have a ton of tolls, a lot different than here in Southeast Florida, but the good thing is that the actual amount of the toll is not as expensive as other states like Texas or California. So it's still a lot cheaper, but the state of Florida is the state with the most tolls, just not that many down here in Southeast Florida. So I want to thank you for watching the video. Hopefully you got something from it. And again, if you have any questions about any sort of real estate here in Southeast Florida, I would love to be your real estate resource. For any information or a move, reach out 24/7 and I'd be happy to make that move a very smooth one. And until the next video, I appreciate you watching and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.